I thought it was going to pain me to say this, but for the last time, the Dallas Cowboys post-game show this season of 2025-2026.
Yeah, man, it took a long time to get here, but we here. Thank God. The Cowboys finally are finished. For the first time.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny and what's disgusting? What makes it so bad? I just watched Washington beat Philadelphia, right? But Washington couldn't beat what's his name a couple weeks ago because they were cowards.
Man, we can get off of that, man. Philadelphia wasn't playing anybody, man. They wasn't playing anybody today. They said it. They decided, you know what, we good with the third seed. We're not trying to go after. We'll see if that logic helps them, as they will be meeting the 49ers next week. But the Cowboys are now locked in.
Go ahead. The coward, and he didn't want to play football that day.
The dude had light coming through his head. What are you talking about? He lit that light. He put his hand up to the lights in the stadium of FedEx Field. He saw light coming through it. Man, hit him in the face. He was done. What are you talking about? He had light. He had a hole in his head. He had light coming through it. What are you talking about? Good grief. But anyway, other than that, the Cowboys, you can say their defense.
I bet he did. I did.
They say their defense was cowards. Thank God. This is the last time we will see Matt Eberflus on the South Cowboys. Hopefully, if there is a call.
We don't know that yet. We don't know that yet.
Matt Eberflus will be done.
Just give it a second. I got some inside detail on that.
Okay, well
I got some inside detail.
Inside details, getting his ass off the sideline. But yeah, Cowboys are done. They're now.
You're gonna hear from the owner, GM of the Dallas Cowboys. He's gonna tell you.
If the owner was smart, he'd fire the president and the GM, but he's not. So the president and the GM is still going to be informed. But guys,
there's some nerve coming on here trying to talk down on Jerry after Jerry told you Cavante Turpin was the fastest man in the NFL. You believed in him.
Yeah, that's the one thing he got right. That's the one thing he actually got right.
He didn't get that right. He got that wrong.
Yeah, he got that right. He got that right. Yeah, but other than getting that right, the Cowboys lose today. Thank goodness nobody got injured. For some reason, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Tyler Booker, and Tyler Smith was on the damn field today. I don't know why. For some reason, Quentin Williams played almost the whole game. Also, Kenny Clark played though. I don't know why. They should have been left at home. But either way, the Cowboys still caught this hot L. And the Cowboys now have the 12th pick in this upcoming draft, and according to Tankathon, they will be taking, and boy, do they need this pick to work out. They will be taking Shams. You should like this. Cornerback Mansour Delane, cornerback out of LSU. And boy, do they need cornerback because they have no safety up. You saw how bad that safety up was today. They was giving up yards all over the place. They gave a 100-yard rusher to the Giants. The first time the Giants had a 100-yard rusher in 23 games. That's 2 seasons. Cowboys gave it up today. That should put them the nail in the coffin, the writing on the chalkboard for Matt Eberflus. I don't give a damn what Jared says. Steven, if you gotta throw him up against the wall like you did when he was trying to draft Johnny Manziel, Mr. Cocaine himself, if you pitch him Johnny Manziel and Michael Irvin in a crowd,
no.
In a smoked out room.
He was about to fight Jerry for trying to sign Dion. He slapped Jerry's hand when he tried to draft Johnny Manziel.
Yeah. So, either way, stop him again. Slap his hand again, Steven. Slap his hand again. But Cowboys lose 34-17. It was a accumulation of what the season was. Bad defense all around, bad pass defense, bad rush defense, bad turnovers at the end, and also Brandon Aubrey probably kicking his way out of max money or what he thought he should get himself. If he wants that, he can go see it elsewhere. Brandon Aubrey, I will give you clues to why Brandon Aubrey should not the kicker of the Dallas Cowboys, except on a big discount price. If he wants max money, he can go sit it elsewhere. I have the proof. I have the proof and the pudding to prove it. We'll stay tuned. I'm going to prove you why Brandon Aubrey should not be the Cowboys kicker. The Cowboys should go and draft them a kicker, a young kicker.
I'm going to shoot down all those theories and tell you why he
should
be here.
Paying that man that money, how bad he's looked in December and now January, and that there's a trend going on. There's a bad trend for Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, man. Hey, the shine off the silver. But other than that, let's get down to it. The Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants, Week 18 in the Meadowlands, MetLife Stadium.
Would you like to start? Would you like to go Jerry Jones? Would you like to go Shoddy, or would you like to go Dak Prescott?
Let's say the best for last. Actually, the worst for last. Let's start from best to worst. Let's go with Shoddy, head coach.
Okay.
His last season. Then we'll end it with Jared.
Let's go with Shoddy. Here he has to say about today's.
I want to say, listen, it's kind of like when you got to go through some kind of pain. You want to hold it off as long as you can. That's why I feel about listening to Jared Jones. Let's go to Shoddy.
Let's go. Let's hear what Shoddy had to say about today's loss to the New York Giants and pretty much a season wrap up.
Yeah, back-to-back losing seasons for the Dallas Cowboys now for the first time since Dave Campo.
Kind of things you saw that today from your team despite the end result?
Yeah, I thought they played hard, man. I thought you saw how important the game was to us. I thought, you could feel the hitting, and really pleased with the way we ran the football today. And, this group, I've never doubted that with them, though. It's always been a group that they're going to answer the call. They're going to play hard. And I just told them, I said, hey, look, I'm proud of you guys. I'm disappointed in the way the season turned out. We didn't clearly win enough games, but every week they laid it on the line, and I'm proud of them for that.
Talk about momentum going into next year, but you finished the year with 4-6. How can that be a possible momentum build?
Yeah, we got to look at it, and see what those issues were. Now that the season's over, we'll go back and we'll look at everything with a fine-tooth comb, if you will, and we'll break it down into all the different areas that you need to in terms of offense, defense, special teams, running game, situational football, third down, red zone, all that stuff. And there'll be things. There's always things, and things that we have to address. We'll prioritize those, and we'll focus on getting better.
Clarence Hill, DLS Cowboys. Can you use this bitterness as a motivation?
Always. I think, anytime you come up short of goals, there's motivation. I think these guys are hungry. We have the right type of guys. There's no question about that. We did some good things this year. We just got to figure out the things that we need to improve and address those issues and coach those things up better. But always, Again, it's a long season, and we'll start the process immediately, though, of trying to figure out the areas that we can improve.
You already talked about first thing Monday morning, that your mindset, we got to get and make a lot of changes and make decisions on changes, coaches, players, is that your mindset?
Yeah, it starts immediately. I mean, there's no time where, you get into it. I'll study the film tonight and look at it on the way back, and then we'll have the exit interviews. We'll go through the process. I love that process. I think that process is important, where you talk to the players, you talk to the coaches, you evaluate everything. And I think, like I said, there'll be some very clear things that we need to address.
So much been talked about Eberflus in the defense. Can you just assess how he's done and what do you want him back at this point?
Yeah. I think at the end of the day, as you look at the way the game went today, I mean, we put him on a short field and the time of possession got kind of flipped around. But, again, we're going to look at everything. And, at the end of the day, we didn't win enough games. And that starts with me. I'm responsible for that. And that's where we'll start.
Ryan Todd Archer with ESPN. You mentioned you'll prioritize things in your mind. What are the priorities for this team?
Again, I think there's going to be a number of them. But, again, at this time I'm going to, think about the guys in that locker room. I'm going to go love on them some more and tell them how much I care about them, because I appreciate how much they put into this season. And then, we have time to get into that, and like I said to Clarence, we're going to start that on the plane. And but there's a number of issues that we need to address, and we'll do that.
You had a second quarter stretch there where they were backed up. Murray got a penalty, remained on the field. There were other times where defensive guys, linemen, Solomon Thomas came off after penalty. Other guys came off after penalty. Kenneth stayed on the field.
Yeah, the big thing is when it's a combative penalty like that, Todd, you can't see exactly like what happened and what, was it real? Like, was it him? Was it something that maybe we didn't see? So the jumping off sides and stuff like that, that's an immediate, hey, come on out. We do it in practice, actually, but we didn't have a great shot of it, quite honestly, of what happened over there on their bench.
John Michaud with The Athletic. Kind of on those defensive penalties, though, late hits, hit to the head on a sliding quarterback, things like that. How disappointing is it to still be seeing stuff like that in Week 18?
Well, again, I think, we have to look at it. I do think that the hit to the head, I do think that he slid a little bit late. That's always going to be an interpretation. They're always going to make a decision to protect quarterbacks, which I obviously understand and probably agree with. But, the biggest thing is some conversions that we gave up on third down, PI penalties and things like that. It's some technique stuff that you got to clean up. But at the end of the day, it was there's a lot of flags out there today.
And then the plan with Dak, was this it all along to pull him at half, or did it have anything to do with the way that the game was going?
No, it was kind of the plan. I mean, we weren't sure. We were going to evaluate as we went. We said we wanted to, play to win the game, and certainly thought we could win the game with Joe. We felt like we could do that, but this was kind of what we had planned. And I didn't say, it had to be at halftime. It could have been before that. It could have been a little bit after that. But just, wanted to get Joe out there and see how he did.
Nick Harris, 4 Star Telegram. I don't know, last year the review process, if you guys did a complete review once you were hired as the head coach, is this the second time you'll be going through this, or is this still kind of the end of your first year putting this process together? And if it is, what does that look like for you differently?
No, it'll be different. I mean, last year you're scrambling to put together a staff, and you're starting really, you're starting to build everything. This is different. I mean, you've got, basically almost a year, almost a full 12 months under your belt to evaluate everything. And when I say everything will be evaluated, everything will be evaluated. And that's, coaches, players, personnel, situational stuff, all that stuff. And again, I think I feel great about the young men in that locker room and where we can take this thing.
And Jadeveon Clowney's performance today.
Incredible. Incredible. No one should be surprised by that. I think he had 3 sacks. I thought he was great. I thought Jaden Blue ran extremely well. I was really proud of him, getting his first touchdown. Phil gets his first touchdown. Shamar James. We saw some young guys play, which is kind of what we wanted to do as well. And again, going back to Jadeveon, incredible.
Are you working on a mental timeline as far as getting the big decisions made?
No. I think you just go through the process. And I think, when you go through the process, my belief is it becomes very clear, what you want to do and what you need to do. And, I don't think you rush into any of these decisions. I think, you got to go through the process and you got to do the work. And the work is not easy. The work is tedious. And, we're going to be working just as hard, over this week and the next, 10 to 12 days to get through all that stuff, so we feel good about everything.
Tommy Yars, DallasCowboys.com. You mentioned just enjoying the process in general. What is it about the process that you've learned over the years that you've grown to enjoy?
How much better you can get. The amount of improvement that can be had. I mean, when you're in year one, you're going through the process and you think you know what it's going to look like, and certainly things change and adjust. But again, I'm excited because when we work as hard as we're going to work, we're going to find answers and we're going to find solutions and we're going to find things that gets us where we need to get going. And so, that's why I believe so much in work ethic and all that, because I think you can uncover a lot of those things that you need to do. And again, there's going to be a laundry list of those things, but you got to prioritize them, and that's where I think we'll be great.
And then I know it's still a ways away, but when that process is over, what are you going to have to be looking in the mirror yourself saying or being at in terms of just having the mindset of, okay, we are headed in the right direction? What does that look like in your mind?
Yeah, again, I think that's a thing that I'll kind of know as we get going into the off season, probably, and as we start making some moves and, personnel things and stuff like that. But it's ongoing, man. I mean, if you win a Super Bowl, if you make the playoffs, you're always doing that. This is no different. Are we disappointed we didn't win today? Absolutely. But at the same time, we're going to go through the process. We're going to uncover some things, and that's a big part of what we need to do over these next 12 days.
Bobby Belt, 105 through the fan. You've talked about the midnight rule this year. When you talk about the broader scale of a season that doesn't go the way you want it to, how do you apply a version of that to where you're not dwelling too much on that?
Well, the midnight rule applies for today's game, but then again, I think it goes back, Bobby, to the process, and we're going to break it down to the finest things. I mean, first quadrant, first 4 games, and we're going to do everything. The way we practice, the way, we did the draft, the way we did the offseason program, into the way we even game planned up into this game. And, there's no such thing when you get into an offseason in terms of, as you're evaluating everything, there is no midnight rule. But then again, you don't have the time. Where the midnight rule originated was you got to move the hell on because you got another opponent coming in the next week, in 5, 6, 7 days, whatever it is. This one, we've got some time, and we're going to roll our sleeves up and get back to work and figure it out.
Yeah. Tim Kalishaw, Dallas Morning News. Right after the Kenneth Murray penalty, Todd mentioned, it looks like you're going to sack Jackson Dart. He turns a flip pass, 30-yard touchdown to Bellinger, missed tackles. When you see a play like that, what are you thinking?
Yeah. Again, it was a big play in the game for sure. I think just got to find a way to get the guy on the ground. It was a really good pass rush, and he kind of broke off. And I think, one of our players actually picked another guy trying to make the tackle. But it's football. And, again, big play in the game. But unfortunately, there was more opportunities than that to go and win the game. But, unfortunately, those are the plays that when you're winning, you make those plays, Tim. And we didn't make those plays, and that's why we came up short.
You haven't said much about the record this year because there's always been another game. Now that there's not, from 7-10 to 7-9-1, are you surprised there's not more of a bottom line improvement?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. Yeah, of course. Absolutely. And, again, the question is why. We need to look at and figure out why. Did not think that we would be 7-9-1. I didn't think that we wouldn't be in the playoffs. I expected to be in the playoffs and competing for Super Bowl. We did not do that. That starts with me. And I understand that, but I can promise you this. We're going to get to the bottom of it. We're going to work our asses off to figure it out, and we're going to adjust and make changes that we need to do to help us get there.
Okay. Everett Merrill, AP. Brian, what were some of the issues that you were concerned about on the defense today, and were they kind of consistent with the season all along?
Yeah, again, I mean, I think, we did get some sacks. I think we got him 4 sacks in the game. Clowney, again, was incredible. And he's an athletic guy. Jackson moves around and makes plays. And I do think third down was an issue again today for us. Got to get off the field on third down. And unfortunately, we didn't do that. We weren't very good on offense with third down either. But those were probably the 2 things that, kind of jumped out at me was – just, again, not getting off the field on third down. And, we gave up a couple explosives in the run game.
Is that kind of consistent with the season, too, the third down?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure. And, again, I think the last couple weeks we've been better in the red zone on defense, but third down's been kind of a little bit of our Achilles heel. And, those are big plays because there's momentum and you get a chance to give the ball back to your offense and hopefully you can, swing momentum. And when you don't get those are hard.
You've been an assistant coach before, so you understand the stresses, making sure, hey, I'm coming back next year with my family. How soon do you want to get your staff set up for next year?
Yeah, again, exit interviews with the players all day tomorrow, all day Tuesday. I think, again, that's so important. These guys work their asses off all year, and they've got great insight and great input for us, and there's nothing out of bounds. I mean, they can say, hey, you were the worst head coach I've ever seen in my life, I've ever been around, and that's not going to hurt my feelings. It's not. I want to know. I'm going to ask why. If they feel that way, I'm going to ask why so I can fix it. And then get Wednesday and Thursday, we'll get into the, coaches' exit interviews, same type thing. Ask them, their opinion. I think there's so much incredible value in listening to your people. I've got thoughts, right? Jerry has thoughts. We all have thoughts. You guys have thoughts. But, you have a chance now to slow down, take a deep breath, and ask probing questions to get to the bottom, to get to what I would say the real answers are. And then once I say you have that laundry list of things, you got to prioritize those things.
You get a higher draft pick with this loss. Is any positivity in that at all? Or you
No,
too early to think
not
about
for
that?
me. No, I wanted to win the game.
I don't know how, this is going to be pretty blunt, but what's the case that Matt Eberflus should be back in 20? I mean, he allowed the most points in team history. Team scored on every other possession against you during the course of the season. What's the case for him to come back?
Yeah, again, the case is going to be the case that's made when we look at all the stats, we talk through the issues, we get through the exit interviews with the players, and again, I've said this many times. Flus is a really good defensive coach, and but we're going to go through the process, and that's with everybody, starting with myself and to Clayton and to Nick and to Flus and the players, and you take this time that you have now. We have time, and the players understand that we're going to have these meetings, and there's going to be a lot of real hard conversations in a good way. We try to give them feedback, and they give us feedback. That's important, but at the end of the day, until we get all that information, we can't prioritize what we need to fix, and more importantly, how we're going to fix it.
All righty. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Happy New Year.
You play to win the game. Hello?
I mean, he said he wanted to play the game, so he wanted to win the game. So
yeah, if he wanted to win the game, Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens was been out there to say, listen.
Well, here's the thing, and here's the thing, and I know he can't come out and say Eberflus is fired, but I mean, given the fact that when somebody's not fired, they'd be like, that's a crazy question. Like, why would you ask me that? That's not what we're gonna do. Like, that's the man gave. Did you hear what he just said at the end? The man gave up the most scoring in franchise history. How can you bring a guy back who gave up the most points in franchise history? It just doesn't happen. He is fired.
And the fact of the matter is, the scheme just didn't fit. It didn't fit all season, and he went back to the old scheme, and that didn't fit. At some point, listen, you got to understand, Matt Eberflus may have been a guy under the Jerry Jones tree, but just because he was under Jerry Jones tree at one point doesn't mean you give him a job. I mean, let's put it this way.
Thing, Kendrick, it's either one or two things have to happen. Either he goes, or you got to get rid of a lot of players on this team. That's
you know what? I go with both. I mean, listen, Matt Eberflus left the Bears, and they got the 2 seed. They didn't get worse. They got better when he left. The same players that Matt Eberflus left, same players, Ben Johnson took. And they got the number 2 seed in the playoffs this year. They'll let you know. But for me, listen, I believe two things could be correct at the same time. You can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Matt Eberflus can be a bad DC, and I believe that's true. And also, you can have trash in as far as some of the players. I think it was just a bad defensive offseason by the Cowboys. They tried to patch it with Quentin Williams and Clinton Clark, but they got so many holes. First of all, they don't have any linebackers. We heard about Kenneth Murray. He gave up a bad personal foul penalty, which led to a ridiculous should have been sacked, but led to a pitch touchdown that really broke the game open for the Giants. How does that play happen? The Giants, I said again, run for over 100 yards for the first time in 2 seasons. They haven't had a 100-yard rusher in 2 seasons until today. Until today.
Well,
so you have that.
My guy Chris G.
Chris.
Very cut job by Chris G.
Chris, your lips to my ears, man. Your lips over to God's ears. But listen, Matt Eberflus is a bad DC. He's a bad coach. But he didn't but it could be right. He didn't have any help as far as getting the talent in here. Listen, I'm just gonna say it. Deron Bland, nobody was beating down Deron Bland and handing him money, except the Cowboys. They sit up there traded for Logan Wilson. I'm happy to see Logan Wilson play today. He didn't play last week. I mean, apparently the guy they traded for from Cincinnati, they did what the Cincinnati Bengals did. They forgot about him last week. And even if he did play, it wasn't like he was effective. I mean, good God. They took him out. They put Kenneth Murray back in, and you see how that got. But you see the back end. I'm going to talk about it. Unrestricted free agents. Donovan Wilson should not be back. He's a horrible football player. A lot of the secondary shouldn't be back. They're just bad. The linebacking core, except for Overshawn, is okay. But Overshawn seems to be kind of like Deron Bland. He seems to be an injury-prone player. So reading that, they don't have. Listen, I like the story. Congratulations to Javion Clowney for getting his bonus. He got 3 sacks, so he got his bonus. But if you're relying on an old edge rusher who was sitting on the couch when the season started to come in next season, be your number 1 pass rusher, you're obviously failing right now. They need to improve the edge rushing. They don't have any pass rushing. Dante Fowler was a mess. Send him back to Washington if you can. And it just the whole thing was a mess defense. You said it. The Cowboys gave up more points in the most points in franchise history. That's saying something, especially for a first-time DC coming in. But the fact of the matter is, the offense it seems to be okay when it's all on the field. But the defense, I can name right now 6 starters that have to go. But there's still the defense, the DC still has to go in the same. Listen, he's just not a good football coach. And sometimes it happens. Sometimes you used to be a good football coach, and sometimes you turn into not a good football coach. Same thing with players. Sometimes you can be a good football player and you turn into a bad one. The same thing with Sam Darnold. Sometimes you can be a bad football player when you're with the Jets or with the Carolina Panthers, then you turn around and you turn into a good football player when you're with the Vikings and now be the number 1 seed with the Seahawks. It happens. But Eberflus is a bad football coach, and everybody saw it, and it's not up for debate. As soon as the exit meetings are over with, he should be packing his damn bags.
I'm expecting the word to come down tomorrow that he's fired. I don't think it's going to take. He should
be packing his bags when he got off the tarmac today. That's why I kept telling you that he rented that townhouse in Frisco. I'm glad he should have told us why. I'm glad you rented it, baby, because we ain't gonna be here long. So we got to get the heck out of town. It's just a one-stop. It's just a one-stop town for us. So there you have it. As far as that, 7-9, first back-to-back losing seasons for the Dallas Cowboys since the Dave Campo years. That's how bad it got this year for the Dallas Cowboys. 7-9-1, and I'm gonna agree with Daryl Johnston. That defense was so bad. Even if, God forbid, Dak Prescott and the starting offense would have played, they still might have lost this football game because that defense wasn't stopping anybody outside of Javion Clowney, the old man from South Carolina's finest, coming in having a good game. The rest of that defense sucked today.
All right, let's keep the countdown rolling. Let's go to next up, America's quarterback, QB1, D4K.
Yeah. Somebody asked him, why the hell did you play today?
Yeah, it's a good question. Hopefully that's the first question, but let's hear it from Dak.
Not so much today, but overall, how can you sum up your season overall?
Tough season. Frustrating in the sense, I think I've alliterated this before. One of the first seasons, if not the first, of my career, right? I can't directly correlate my play to the wins, the loss, or the end of the season, or overall success of the season. So that makes it frustrating. One of the best offenses in the league, explosive. Now, sure, not always to our standard. Didn't play like that every week in and week out. But put up a lot of points. Unfortunately, right, just didn't win all the games that we should have, and didn't finish out some of those one-score close games on our end, and ultimately leads us to a 8-9-1 record. It sucks, but it's the reality. A lot of good in this season, but unfortunately, it's not, as you said, right? It's not the destination. It's not the end goal. It's not where we wanted to be. But thankful for the experience, thankful for the men in the locker room who gave it their all, the coaches each and every week. I don't think effort or lack of focus or intensity was ever our problem. So appreciate everyone, giving it their all and leaving it all out there.
I assume you have a good relationship with Jerry and others in the front office. How much will you talk to them about the plan going forward?
As it comes up, be blunt, there's going to be conversations. I'm sure they're going to reach out, and there's going to be other topics where I go to them first, right? And so there'll be a lot of communication, and I know I heard Shadi just say it at the end of it. This is the time, now that we have the time for that, right? You not only do your evaluations, but from there, you decide how you're going to move forward and what pieces change and what pieces stay the same and what team you're going to put together for next year.
Clarence Hill, Dallas Cowboys. Offensively today, did you know you were going to come out at halftime, or what was the process with that, your thought process on that, and did that affect your offense at all? Because you guys weren't as productive normally as you were in the first half.
I didn't necessarily know when I was coming out. So for me, it was just play the game to win, and gave it my best when I was in there. We didn't obviously convert on that fourth down try right there in the red zone, which would have led to points, and I feel like made a huge difference in this game. We settled, or actually we didn't settle for 3, right? We had a turnover on downs, and they went down and scored immediately, and so that sucks. But yeah, that the plan for me coming out wasn't necessarily defined. So yeah.
How do you having this bad taste in your mouth at the end of the season, using it as motivation? Ended like
it's frustrating. Tired of it. I've got to deal with it. Yeah, sure, tired, right? But it's up to me to control, and that's why I say this year was as frustrating as anything. Is right. There's been a number of times being up here talking to you guys and right saying I need to fix this, I need to get better at this, and to have a season where it wasn't on my play, or I can't say I should have fixed that or I should have fixed that. I take accountability. Don't get me wrong, in so many ways, and the leader I am, I'm frustrated, always trying to figure out what could I've done better. If there was, whether it was conversations here or talking to this guy there or whatever it may be. I do still put some of it, on myself. But unfortunately, we just didn't get it done. And yeah, I'm tired and sick of it, but it won't change the way that I approach this offseason, the way that I lead, and me just giving this game everything that I've got to try to change it.
Dak, Todd Archer with ESPN. When do your thoughts turn to next season?
Now, yeah. 5 minutes ago.
I didn't know if you want to get away or, reboot or anything like that,
this game is who I am. Don't get me wrong. Like this game, the happiness, the peace, the joy. I'm as disappointed as this thing. It's ending. Like as much as I put into this game, much as you put into your teammates and into the culture, it just sucks when it ends, and in whatever form and fashion. There's only one team that's ever happy at the end of the season, and so I've turned the page. Turning the page now. Honestly, my thoughts are I literally said I may take a week off of not weighing myself and who cares what I eat and just doing that. But it won't be too long after that before we're completely back dialed in and I know I said I felt like this season was success for me individually because of the process that I took with the injury and how early I started my off season. So just going into this one, we'll be intentional a lot earlier and focus on next year.
You had a long personal winning streak. Obviously, that's over now against this team. Does that even matter to you at this point?
A little selfishly pissed, yeah, but that's completely selfish. And in a sense, in another good way, it's kind of good, that it is over with. So you can go into next year. It's not even a conversation. It's not even being brought up. This isn't about me. This isn't about my win streak. So that is the good in it. But a little selfishly, yeah, I am pissed.
John Machado with The Athletic. What do you think's ahead for you in your career?
Greatness. I'm going to work every day and bust my ass and in the gym and the way that I take care of my body, throwing on the field, to do everything I can. I don't expect anything different than years past, is to be better next year than I was this year. And I think just over my career, the track record somewhat proves that. And so for me, it's just about continuing to work. I don't know if there's many that work as hard as me or as intentional as me. And so I pride myself in that, and I look forward to getting back to that, like I said, here in about a week. And so I control what I can control, and I worry about the present, and the future, will take care of itself.
And then just what have you thought in your time being around JW and Clowney, and then just the season that he's had this year?
Yeah, we need him. Yeah, we need him. We want him. He goes out and makes a game like this, and it's like, damn, bro, like, you're making the price high. You're making it harder. But, yeah, the type of guy he is, the type of player, the leader, honestly. Yeah, he's somebody that I want around, somebody that I think that we need around. He's been awesome. He's been a great teammate. Super, super thankful to have him this season, to get to know him, to be a teammate with him. And like I said, I hope it's not one season.
Nick Harris, 4-Star Telegram. You practice against this defense every day. You understand it. What does it need at the end of the day to improve from what it was this season?
Yeah, I've got to be completely honest. I practice against them, I wouldn't say every day, right? And you get into the season, maybe once a week and maybe 3 or 4 plays here. And so it's tough. It's tough for me, and I say that it's tough for me to evaluate. I'm not going to sit up here and try to evaluate these guys when I don't truly know the ins and the outs, the calls that they're being asked to make, what they're being asked to do. I think that's a huge part of it. So, I heard Shadi's answer, right? That's for those guys. It's for the front office. It's for them to have those individual meetings, to ask those defensive players these type of questions, get those answers, evaluate, and make decisions.
I'll make it more broad. The team overall, then.
One more time, then.
The team overall, more broad, then.
And what gives me...
The team overall, what does the team need overall?
It's still hard to answer that. You've got one of the best offenses in the league, and unfortunately one of the defenses, but the not so good defenses in the league, or however you said that. My job is to play quarterback. Obviously, I've been in this thing 10 years, and I've got a lot of experience, and I know a lot and can help make decisions or help give input. But I'd be damned if I sit here and I'm going to evaluate the whole team on what we need to do, how we need to get better, particularly a couple hours after our last game. So.
And how important is the passing title to you, and will you keep an eye on Stafford and Jared Goff today?
I don't think the number's that far off now. I kind of have a feeling one of those guys are going to go make sure that they beat it this afternoon. It would have been cool, or it will be cool. Don't get me wrong. I said it to the O-line just the other day. I think it's, it'd be cool for me, but it's cool for the organization, one being the first Cowboy to do it, and it's cool for anybody and everybody that stepped on that field with me that will share that. And that's why I told the offensive line, when I get this, like, you guys blocked for the yards leader or whatever in the league. That's something that you carry just as much as I do. And so it's not something that's just me. Those receivers are a huge part in it. The running backs, whether they're making catches or making blocks, it'd be cool.
Tommy Darsh, DallasCowboys.com, that you had mentioned to us over the last couple of weeks, one of the reasons you wanted to play was because of the injury last year and how things ended. I know it's a disappointing end of the season overall, but to play all 17 in year 10, how gratifying is that?
Very thankful. Yeah. Yeah, very thankful. Yeah, when you don't get to play this game, especially just talking about how much love and joy and peace this game brings me, when it gets taken away, it's tough. And when you put everything in it to come back and to play your best, and you feel like you've done that, but you don't get what you want, it's a tough feeling. And just super, super, super thankful though. Super, super thankful to be walking out of the season healthy and to have a solid year.
You mentioned Jadeveon playing the way that he did makes his price tag go up. With George playing the way he did this season, that price tag is obviously going to be high. You've mentioned a couple times that you're going to talk to Jerry about wanting to keep him around? How early do you try to get in his ear to say, this is worth every penny?
I don't know if it's necessarily time demanding at this point. He knows that. Jerry knows that. Jerry knows how I feel. He knows, I think, how the organization feels and anybody about George. So I think Jerry knows the importance of keeping a guy like that, talking about leading the league and passing or having a chance to do that, or talking about how good this offense was this year. I mean, that guy was a huge part of that. So I think that speaks for itself.
Joe Hoyt, Dallas Morning News. You touched on it a little bit, but how much of a benefit is there to starting this offseason healthy compared to last season?
Yeah, it's a huge benefit, and that's part of wanting to start it early and wanting to start it the right way and be very intentional with just the way that I'm doing it, taking care of my body, the certain amount of reps that I take. Right, I'm a guy that tries to outwork everybody, but that's not always the best as you get older, so it's about working smarter. And so, we'll put together a great plan, but being healthy is a huge part in it, and I think I'll have the best offseason of my career by the way that I approach it and attack it.
Having consistency as a play caller with Brian Schottenheimer going into year 2, just how much do you anticipate your guys' relationship growing and your understanding of the offense and all that? Yeah,
a lot. I mean, obviously I understand the offense, understand how he's trying to attack, but I expect the same jump any offense or team does from year 1 to year 2, and even with how good we were in year 1, right, when just anything with time on task and not just myself, but maybe the other 10 guys, right, understanding the offense, understanding the why and the purpose of things a little bit better. I think we'll show up next year and just in year 2 and just the way that we communicated and work with each other this offseason.
Yeah, Tim Kalishaw, Dallas Morning News. You're very good at being a team guy, but this is the first Cowboy team ever to give up 30 points a game. The kind of pressure that puts on the offense, how much do you have to get away from that next year to have success?
I mean, I put pressure on myself, honestly, to score 30 points a game, and I think this offense does, right, or 30-plus points a game. So, right, it's unfortunate we're giving up that much, and that did, make it a little harder, but yeah, we have to stop that, right? We've got to stop giving up 30 points a game, and that'll be, I'm sure, the vocal and the main focus of this offseason. But at the end of the day, when you're an offense who can score 30 and 30-plus, that's what I'm going to focus on the ways that we can make sure that we're doing that and giving our team the best chance to score as many points as we can week in and week out. And there's going to be games, even when we make adjustments or whatever, and we're stopping teams, holding them to much less than that, half of that. There's still going to be a game where teams score 30, 40 points that we've got to go hold our own and play complimentary football. And so we've got to stop that.
You tried to talk Shotty into giving you one more to come out in the third quarter at all?
No. I mean, just the way that it was delivered to me, great season from Shimko comes up, great season. You're done. Good job. At that point, it was one score game. All the confidence in our guys going down there and scoring and all of our young guys, and just controlling the second half. So, no, not necessarily.
Was that in the locker room or was that on the
locker room? It was in the locker room.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
All right, Kendrick, there was our fearless leader, Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
Says as you get older, you work smarter, not harder. As a guy who likes to work hard in the offseason. He says this is gonna be the best offseason of his career.
Yeah, he's not coming off any injuries.
Here's the thing about what Dak. I mean, you can't really put any of this season loss on Dak this year. I mean, this is basically a deep thing this year. Looking at this team, like you said, they gave up 30 points a game this past season. That's just not gonna cut it. It's not gonna get the job done.
Yeah, I don't care how good your offense is. You're not beating anybody, at least on a consistent. If you're giving up 30 points a game, we talked about what you like to call the Motor City screw job. Was the only I feel the only thing that screwed the Cowboys was their defense. They had the Cowboys was on the board a one-score deficit. All they had to do was get the ball back and end up giving up a touchdown. To put it
Worst pass interference call I ever seen in my life. Worst pass interference call I ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that would.
It's funny you brought that up because I saw a clip of the Montreal screw job earlier, and all I could think about was, man, I seen this recently with the Cowboys in Detroit in Motor City.
Was Harold Lepner running out of the arena like he did in Montreal that night?
Yeah, referee. You know what? It's funny because I've been watching a lot of college basketball over the past few days, And it was a coach who went after a referee the other night. I got NBA players going after referees. Draymond's getting kicked out of the game for referee. Listen, referees, you need to do your effing job. I mean, you guys are really screwing up around here. It's getting bad in sports. I don't know if you guys are gambling on games or what, but this is ridiculous.
Well, let's get back to Dak Prescott. Listen, unfortunately, anybody who wants to know it, Dak Prescott did not win the passing yardage total. He came in third. Matthew Stafford ended up winning that with 4,707 yards, followed by Jared Goff.
That's why he played the game today to break some records.
Yeah, that's why he's halfway played. Followed by Jared Goff, who was second with 4,564 yards. Dak ended up third with 4,552 yards, but he did. His numbers came in great. Ninth in completion percentage. 67.3, ninth in average per pass, 7.6. He was third in yards per game, 267.8. He also was fourth in TDs with 10, and he was middle of the road. He had a good touchdown to interception rate. He only had 10 interceptions, which put him at 16. So he had a great year. Too bad his defense sucked.
Hey, kid, breaking news. Derrick Henry ran the football and didn't fumble.
Derrick Henry still has the opportunity to get the rushing title tonight. He has a big game. He needs 152 of them. So big game by Derrick Henry. He can take the rushing title. No, I don't know if he's gonna get the playoff victory, get in the playoffs, but he can't get the rushing title tonight. But yeah, man, listen, I understand Dak's frustration, but I will say this to Dak Prescott. You know, he's the leader of the football team. He needs to air his frustrations to the president and the general manager of the football team, because they pick the players. He picks the players, and that happened to be the owner. I mean, you can say what you want. The Cowboys this year are going to have to spend money. They're going to have to spend money. With bargain basement, getting players at the end of free agency, guys who just getting guys off the couch, guys for minimum salary. It's not going to do it, especially when you know. Actually, tell you the truth, Walt, if you really want to know it, the Cowboys drafting hasn't been good the last few years. I mean, if you look back at the 2020 draft, the only person left in that 2020 draft is CeeDee Lamb. They'll let you know this draft and development is not working anymore, Jones boys. I mean, you can say what you want, and you may not like them, but you do have to respect them. Jeffrey Loom, Howie Roseman, Don Smolsky, those are the owner, GM, and president of the Philadelphia Eagles. And every year they spend money. They spend tons of money. They do what it takes to try to put their team in position to get to the playoffs, get to Super Bowls, and compete for Super Bowls. As far as I'm concerned, if you're Dak Prescott, you look Jerry Jones and say you're getting lapped by Jeffrey Lurie. He's on lapped you for at least a decade now. What you gonna do about it? You have to spend money. Quit worrying about the optics of trying to sell the stadium for the FIBA tournament, or looking forward to the NASCAR track you got going on, and a Ford and all like this, a WinStar, put your name on all this. Look forward to the football team. You should be worried about the football team, like Dak said. The Cowboys offseason should start as soon as they get off the plane, especially for the front office. What can we do to make this football team better? Because right now, if you sit up there and do the exact same thing you did last year, you're going to be in the exact same place you was this season. You have to spend money. You have 2 first-round picks. You do not have a second. You do not have a third. So you got to get these 2 first-round picks. You got to get them right, because you don't have a day 2 or pick next season. So you need to get those first-round picks right. You need to spend money on big time. You said, hey, the Micah contract saves you a ton of money. Well, damn it, I want to see you spend that money this offseason. I want to see you get paid, not pay your players who don't deserve it. I'm sorry, Ferguson. Nobody was beating down Ferguson's door to give him money except the Cowboys. Nobody's beating down his door. As far as I'm concerned, You need to go look at the top players in the free agency and go get you 2 or 3 impact players on both sides of the ball. If you want to be contenders, or Jerry is believing with what you're saying is that he's going to do something about it. Well, do something about it, damn it. That means open up. You got the highest paid organization in sports, in American sports. Well, use it, damn it. Do something about it and spend money this offseason.
Well, it's funny you bring that up because the next guy that we're about to listen to, he knows a lot about money. He's worth $13 billion. He's got the team worth $13 billion of it. So
maybe that's because he doesn't spend money.
Yeah. When you cheap, that's like, hey. When stuff, you know how you save money. Hey man, let me borrow $10. I ain't got it. I ain't got it. Jared keeps saying I ain't got it.
I ain't got it. I ain't got it, man. You ain't never got nobody. People at my job be telling me that all the time. Man, you work all the time. You not. Man, I ain't got it, man. I just ain't got it. I'll be asking them why you ain't got it. I'll be asking them why you ain't got it. You work on the same job I am. Why you ain't got it?
How come if you ain't got it, I gotta have it? We work the same job.
You work the same job. How you ain't got it? That's what I'm trying to figure out. But anyway,
well, here goes. Let's hear you say. Shout out to DLLS for this clip right here.
Or who is running the defense?
Everything.
Okay.
Everything. And I don't think you can really address one without the other in our case, but I think you can look back and look at decisions we made relative to the defense 3 years ago, 5 years ago, and look at how why did we make some of the decisions we made on the coaches at that time, and what did we expect them relative to what we're doing with our personnel. So that's why that it is just inaccurate to put this on an evaluation of Uberflus. Really is.
So he could be back?
Because I don't want it to sound like it's as simple as evaluating Uberflus.
Okay.
It's broader, much broader than that.
So he could, in your mind, he could be back?
I'm not saying anything along those lines, but I don't want to not answer you and sound like one way or the other. I'm just saying that we can really get down to business as it should be, and we'll start first thing in the morning.
I guess when you say the thing about the past 5 years, at least those years under Dan Quinn, where you did have one of the better upper half defenses, and it wasn't anywhere close to as bad.
But we were porous when we got in the playoffs. We were porous when we had to buckle up and stop the run. And so, Dan did a great job.
Yeah.
We really wanted to keep Dan. And so, but the point is that what we're a product of, if you go through, why is it that you've had that much turnover during that period of time, and then you offset that with the results during that period of time. And so that's why I'm saying you can't blame where we are on defense, just like you can't blame the personnel on Flus. Flus wasn't within miles of this place when a lot of that personnel that we have this year are on the field.
Right.
And he wasn't within miles of this place when some of the principles that we use relative to not only personnel but to scheme, or how personnel adapts, or how personnel complements what we're trying to do as a scheme. So this should take a complete time-wise, long-term look at how we've been approaching defense.
How long do you think that long-term look takes?
I don't know, probably be dictated more by our time constraints than how long we ought to be studying to look at it. But we can do this, and it's very much in keeping. It'll blend in with how we're evaluating for the draft.
Is another aspect of that looking around the league and seeing what other dominoes fall around the league as well?
You can, but that's not as much as...
Live look at Ken's reaction as Jerry talks.
We can do a better job of defining and dictating what we want to be defensively. We can do that, and that's what I'm going to lead us into.
Tyler Smith, the left tackle, is that an option for the future?
Again, the fact that we called on him for where we are does show that it's, to me, it does show one thing for sure. He should play the position. And but it didn't surprise me when Larry Allen moved out there and made all pro either. So, but the bottom line is that I'm glad we've got that position flex with him. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Oh, that was a great transition by you. We're about to go into the Mavericks next. Thanks for switching hats there, Kendrick. You seem to be bothered by Jerry Jones's words there, man. What's going on, man? What's up?
Listen. This is why we just said. This is why if you're Dak Prescott, you got to trust something. Maybe you got to go in and just front him out, dare him to trade you or something like that, because this is the old man who's clueless. I mean, he's going to sit up. He's going to act with a straight face and somewhat side-eye defend Uberfruits while trying to take a shot at Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn defense actually got you to the playoff. Now, did they fail? Yes. But he actually got you to the playoff. At no point in time did Dan Quinn's defenses have a historical record where they gave up the most points in franchise history. At no point did Dan Quinn's defenses give up 31 points a game at any point in his career. As soon as Dan Quinn got there, your defense is improved.
I hate to interrupt you when you're on such a roll here. I'll give it back to you, but we have breaking news coming out of the city of Atlanta. We have our first coach firing, Kendrick, as Raheem Morris has been fired, relieved of his duties as coach of the Atlanta Falcons after 2 seasons. We have our first domino to fall.
Wow, Raheem Morris fired, especially after winning 4 straight games and basically changing the division. Raheem Morris fired. Listen, that's good for the Cowboys because Raheem Morris is an excellent DC. He's an excellent DC.
Wait, didn't they beat the Cowboys last year?
Yeah, he's an excellent defensive coordinator. That's how he got the job in Atlanta. He was an excellent defensive coordinator, and I'd be happy to have him if he wants to be DC here. I'll be happy to have Raheem Morris here. He's an excellent defensive coach, better than Matt Eberflus. Now, getting back on Matt Eberflus, he takes a shot. Listen, Dan Quinn defenses never gave up that many points a game or overall. When Dan Quinn left, the defenses sucked, whether it was Mike Zimmer or Eberflus. Now he's basically sitting up here trying to, because I come to the situation that it's not Matt Eberflus that he's trying to take up for. He's trying to take up for himself because he's the guy who picked Matt Eberflus. It's not a show of how I want to put this. It's not a show of disgrace on Matt Eberflus's face or egg on Matt Eberflus's face. It's a show of egg on Jerry Jones' face, and Jerry can't have that. His ego's way too big. Well, it shows egg on his face because he picked Mike Eberflus. He picked Matt Eberflus. He picked Mike Zimmer. He picked the last 2 DCs. So, yeah, he's going to throw a bone for Matt Eberflus, even though Matt Eberflus is trash, just because it makes him look in a bad way because, once again, he's the owner, he's the president, and more importantly, he's the general manager of the Dallas Cowboys. He does the firing and the hiring. I mean, he'll let you know in a minute. It lets me know that the old man, please, if it's any kind of way, the old man needs to be up out of there in the suit. Jones boys, Jones kids, get daddy on out, get daddy on out the office. Send him on the porch with his wife. It's about overdue. I mean, that was the biggest bunch of excuse making I ever saw. Made me sick. I mean, he just sitting up and trying to babble away the excuses. And while he's sitting up and trying to throw a shot at Dan Quinn by our defenses, well, at least you was in the playoffs for those things to go right. The last 2 DCs you hired, you didn't come close. You had 2 back-to-back losing records. Jerry.
All he was trying to say is what's the name?
I don't give a rat's
all he's
ass.
Trying to say is
he
that,
lost
is
me
that
when he was trying to.
These guys were here before Eberflus got here. Is all he's trying to say.
Listen. The fact of the matter is, I said that. Yeah, it's some guys that are bad, but he's a bad defensive coordinator. The Chicago Bears won the division the year after he left. The year after he left, they won the division. Their team got instantly better. They ought to let you know how much, but we know he's an Eberflus guy from way back in the day when when Eberflus was here. So if he's here or not, fine. When he fails again, the Cowboys go 6-11 next year. I'm sure he'll make an excuse for somebody else other than looking in the mirror for Jerry Jones. Thank God the season over. Well, I don't have to look that rusty faced man in his drooping eyes for at least another few months. Thank God.
Well,
good.
I'm glad you put your
get the
Mavericks
hell
on,
out of here, Jerry, with that bullshit.
We got to switch gears. The Cowboys season is over with. It is done. Stick a fork in it. Now we had to go to a team that is on the cusp of maybe turning things around after the past few.
Listen, I know I put on the hat, but I ain't going that far. I mean, if they play the Rockets every game, yeah, they can't turn things. But
it does appear that
it's about 28.
I read a stat earlier that the Mavericks are the only team to beat the Rockets that didn't have to go to overtime.
Listen, I know I got a bunch of friends and kin folks for the Rockets. You're not winning the championship. Listen, Sengun is not that guy. He's just not. He stays injured.
Yeah, apparently he likes to take shots away from Kevin Durant.
Yeah, he takes shots and he stays injured. And he's not a reliable player. He's a good player on a bad team, but he's not a reliable player on a good team. Houston, if you want to do anything, you need to trade that dude for a better player, throwing some picks and get that, because you're not going to win a championship with Sengun as your second best player. It's just not going to happen. Okay, now moving on to the Mavericks. Okay, Mavericks had a big win as we move to the Mavericks. They had a big time win. I don't know what in the hell was the start was, because all of a sudden we went back to the future as we had Cooper Flag back playing point guard, and the Mavericks.
We can take a look at it. We have the footage right here. We take a look.
At it. We had the footage of that. I don't know whose great idea was that. To not have a point guard to start the game, and the Rockets said, "Okay, y'all don't. Let's jump out to this big lead." And boy, did they do it. It's Kevin Durant. Unfortunately, our boy PJ got injured in this game. He bumped knees with some guy. That's Kevin Durant. I mean, I don't know what the hell they think Anthony Davis going to do out there on the perimeter against KD. That's another turnover, which led to another layup. And the Rockets said, "Hey, you don't want a point guard out here?" What
was this play right here? What was he doing?
Oh yeah, this what happens when you don't have a point guard on the floor. It's free running. That's the layup, and then somebody finally told Coach Kidd, you need to put a point guard out of here, and away we went. Finally have somebody can run the team.
Man, let me tell you something. That guy there was fish grease hot last night.
Yeah, man.
Dunking on everybody.
I told you.
He was doing everything.
I told you. I know you like Cooper Flag, but Max Christie's turned into my favorite Mavericks.
You know my favorite. I like Ryan Nimhard.
I mean, he's turned my favorite. Max Christie. I mean, my goodness, he's getting better.
Look at this guy. Look at him. He's fearless last night.
And now he's getting so much confidence. He's taking people off the dribble now. So that's when you start getting more confident. This guy had a good game. I was hoping he had a good game. Taking Kevin Durant to post after he just faded away in that Philadelphia 76ers game. It looked like he was scared of Joel Embiid going inside, but he wasn't scared. He wasn't scared tonight.
Listen,
as he
what's name is quietly putting some good numbers together. I hope that's good for a trade. Anthony Davis is quietly
that's really good for a trade. Listen, Dwight Powell is where he needs to be. On the sideline cheerleading. The better thing for me is when he's off this team. That's another dunk by Kevin Durant versus defense.
Well,
Kevin Durant had 34 this game. This is Walt's favorite other player.
Reed Shepard.
Brandon Williams put that to bed when he was going at him. He was just going at him. I mean, Reed Shepard.
Look at Max Christie right here. Look at Max Christie. Fearless.
Yeah, Max Christie with the three. Max Christie with the three right here. Yeah, listen, I don't want him taking that many dribbles out there. It went in, so thank God for that.
Point guard right here. Dude, listen.
Yeah, Ryan Nembhard. Thank you, Coach
Maverick,
Kidd.
do not get rid of Ryan Nembhard. Do not get rid of Max Christie.
Thank you, Jason Kidd, for finally putting Ryan Nembhard and Brandon Williams in the game. It showed up. That's Ryan Nembhard with the pull-up three. Bam, right there.
Come on, man.
That's a good game. Good block by AD. Maybe he lost that weight. I mean, maybe Nick and Sam's closed the doors on him. Good job for Nick and Sam's.
Well, also what happened is Kevin Durant got in foul trouble early. He had some questions.
Yeah, Kevin Durant got in foul trouble early. He picked up 4 fouls in the first half, which negated his defense. That was Reed Shepard with that Mickey Mouse 3. Look at that right there. Look, that was the first foul. Now that really wasn't a foul. Kevin Durant got balled, but this was.
They reviewed it. And then they reviewed another one, and they lost that one.
Yeah, the one that foul is the one they should have reviewed. Udoka should have reviewed. The second one, I don't know why he reviewed that. That was a foul, but that was a 3 right there. And there's Anthony Davis. This is what I want Anthony Davis to do. Quit taking them threes. He's 7 foot, 255 pounds. Take these little midgets in the post and work on them. When Anthony Davis takes threes, he's letting the defense off the hook.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh! Up top, boy. Up top. Oh, nice slow-mo fade floater from Mr. Thompson. Right, good pass right there. High-low game. This was all Houston has. That's all Houston has on offense.
That's a good young team right there, boy. I do like them. But I like this team.
Look at this guy. Yeah, I like me some B. Will. But that's basically when Sengun is out. Basically, that's what all offensively they have is Kevin Durant. They're going to have to make another trade.
They won 3 last night.
Yeah, Houston going to have to make another trade if they want to actually be a true contender. Because
look at Max Christie, man. Come on, man.
Max Christie just balling. He was my BFB DFW player of the game last night.
What?
Oh, look at that. Go at him. Go Reed Shepard. Go at him. Go at him.
Is it safe to say it was the Max Christie trade instead of the Anthony Davis trade?
Maybe the Max Christie trade. I mean, Max Christie looking more like an all-star. And AD is. I mean, he been balling, man. But this is what I want AD to do. Go inside. Inside.
Come on, man.
Quit taking threes and taking long twos.
Woo!
There you go.
Never on their head.
Yeah, like I said before, all you Houston fans out there, Mac Jones and them, boy, listen, you're gonna have to have another trade because Sengun, all that injury prone stuff he's going through, all you got is Kevin Durant. That ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. I like this kid Thompson, but he has no outside game. He can't shoot the ball, so he can't. As much talent he's got, he can't shoot, so that limits him. Oh, look at that 3 right there. Pull up. That's Kevin Durant. Man, yeah, he had it going. Kevin Durant had it going last night. If he wasn't in foul trouble, he might would have gone for 40 plus. There's a 3. Oh, that's all that's DFS. That's Dorian Finney. Oh, nice put. Oh, man. Nice play. Made somebody fall, too. Nice play by Nembhard. Good pass to Max Christie. This is why Coach Key got to have a point guard on the floor. And you got a boy Cooper Swag in foul trouble. Yeah. There's no defense for that. That's just better offense. There's no defense for that. Yeah, the Rockets tried to make a run. They tried to make a run at the end. But it was too little, too late. Like that scrapping on the ground. Yeah, they tried to make a run. That was a 3, right? Not a 3, but the Rockets kept battling, man. Gotta give them credit. Look at this block right here. Oh, meet him at the door.
Get that shot out of here.
Yeah, but this why I don't need this right here. I don't need that was a good 3. But I don't need AD trying to think he point guard because on the last that we're not gonna show it on the next possession. He tried it again, ended up turning the ball over. And that led to that led to Houston's run. Now that's some bad defense right there. You can't let that guy go from the take the ball from the top of the key all the way to the. Here's another. You can't let him take the top of the key all the way to the rim. Come on, can't do that. But this play right here, look at this guy, no fear, going at KD. B Will with the lay in. That's 3.
Oh,
watch this. Hey, listen, man. Unfortunately, the holiday season is over for all the holidays, including Drew and his brothers. The boy, he looked bad. All his brothers, him and his brother. The holiday season is over.
Yeah, Kevin Durant went to the free throw line, missed 2 free throws.
Yeah, he missed 2 free throws. That he's a 90% free throw shooter, so that's shocking. But the Mavericks, they sustained a run from the Rockets, able to hold on, and win that game after losing to Philadelphia the game before. So good bounce back win for the
team in the NBA to only beat the Houston Rockets without going over.
Beating the Houston Rockets. I'm trying to see the Dallas Mavericks. Who they got up next? Who the Mavericks got up next, Walt?
Is it Utah?
Is it in Utah? I think it's in back. No. Yeah, it's back in Sacramento.
I know it's no, okay. So next is it's back in Sacramento, then the Jazz Thursday.
Yeah, Tuesday, late game, Peacock.
On ladies night. Oh my God, Tuesday nights at 10 o'clock.
Hey, Peacock, Tuesday on NBC, Sacramento, then ladies night.
We going back prime time. We going back prime time. We going big.
Then Thursday night, like Walt said, at Utah, that'll be an 8 o'clock tip, and then weird game going back east to Chicago. So get 3-game road trip coming up. The Mavericks have lost 7th straight on the road. Hopefully they can fix that on this road trip. Next Saturday, the 10th, in Chicago. That's a 7 o'clock tip, and then back home for Brooklyn, a hurt Denver's team on Wednesday the 14th on ESPN, and then Utah again. So they finish up with Utah by the 17th. They got Utah on the 15th and the 17th. Coming before MLK Day's game against the New York Knicks in Madison Square Garden on NBC at 4 p.m. on the 19th.
Yep. Okay, so now we've got some post-game interviews, of course we do. Of course, we'll start with Coach Kidd. Here he had to say about last night's win over the Houston Rockets.
Okay.
Yeah, he was great. As we talked here the last couple of days about him, looking to be a little bit more aggressive, and you saw that this evening, not just from 3, but being able to get to the rim. I thought he was great on both sides, offensively and defensively, for us tonight.
When you're talking about Cooper and the proverbial rookie wall, how do you feel about tonight's growth tonight? Because he did have the early foul trouble. He struggled offensively, but he contributed in other ways. As far as energy was pretty high.
Yeah, I thought, again, it's not always going to be what you want. You're not always going to score 30 every night. And so he got in foul trouble. But I thought the maturity of being able to do other things for his teammates, finding them for threes or making plays for him and then rebounding the ball for us was big. I thought he competed. He's not one that's always going to score 30. He's going to try to help his team win and make plays, and I thought he did that tonight for us. I thought he was good, really good. Just being able to rebound the ball. We got to do a better job of entering the ball to him in the post. And so we'll work on that, clean that up. But I thought overall, both offensively and defensively, he was AD.
You started on the team tonight. Just what was kind of the thought process going with that team tonight?
Yeah, just looking at, Gav doesn't get enough minutes with AD playing the 5. And so looking at trying to get that group to see if we can get something, and it didn't start off so well. But it's not how we start. It was. We'll see this group a little bit more this week because with Gav playing the 5 and AD playing over 30-something minutes, it just limits Gav's time on the floor. But so I thought that group was good. The more that they can get a little bit of chemistry, will be better. But we want to be bigger. And Cooper got in foul trouble, and they jumped on us right away. But I thought the group stayed together, and we found a way to win.
In that vein, Brandon Williams came in and made a big look right away.
Yeah, he's been great for us, being able to set the tone. I thought his decision-making, too, was really good. I know there's some turnovers there, but the intent was right. And so we'll look at those and see if we can clean those up, especially trying to get the ball to AD. But I thought he was aggressive getting to the rim. And again, just his pace helps us a lot. Yeah, you talk about someone, he was a two-way last year, and we converted that into a NBA contract. His skill set is pretty high when you talk about his being able to use his speed, his playmaking, getting to the rim, and then shooting, getting to the free throw line. Again, tonight, he was really, really good. And he's been good for us coming off the bench. He gives us something that we don't have, and that's that speed and his ability to get in the paint. I think the next step for his growth is just being able to recognize and find others, right, that, we talked about not always being in fifth gear. You can be in fourth gear and still be the fastest one out there.
You mentioned the fourth quarter may have skewed the numbers a little bit, but
Oh, I didn't know that was getting ready to end, but that was Coach Kidd right there with the post game interview. What do you feel about what Coach Kidd had said? Oh, wait, before we get to Coach Kidd real quick,
we interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
stepping back into the world of football here real quick. Not only did the Atlanta Falcons fire Raheem Morris, but they have fired the GM along with Raheem Morris. He is out. There's a vacancy for a job in Atlanta for GM and head coach now in the city of Atlanta out there.
It's pretty much how it goes. When you
first had to roll over there.
That's pretty much how it goes. When the head coach is out, the GM's probably gonna fire him because the GM is one that usually hires the head coaches. Yeah, man, they clean the house. Gonna be a new GM, a new front office for the Atlanta Falcons coming up this off season. Stay tuned to see what in the NFL off season, what the Falcons, your Falcon fans out there, what your team does in off season. New GM and new head coach coming.
Yep, in the city of Atlanta, even despite winning the last four, wasn't good enough.
Last four games, couldn't save his job.
But getting back to Coach Kidd, do you have any bark about what you said? I know you didn't like that one lineup that he had in there, but how do you feel?
That was stupid. That was stupid. He tried to cover for how you start, how you finish. It was how you started. That was stupid ass lineup. Listen. I'm sorry, Anthony Davis at this point in his career, and everybody knows it, he's a 5. He may not want to be.
He does not work at the 4, guys. It doesn't work.
He's a 5. He's not a 4. He doesn't. You can see how uncomfortable he looks on the defensive end. On the defensive end, him trying to go out there the perimeter, trying to guard these stretch forwards. He can't do it anymore. He's not that athletic as he used to be.
But the problem is, he's the guy that's complaining about playing the 5.
Yeah, and you're right. But but going back to what I'm saying. Maybe when he was in his mid-20s, yeah, he could play the 4. But at his advanced age, he's not good defensively to be able to recover a pick and roll cover back out there, because you saw it in that first half when they had him on Kevin Durant, they're just running him through pick and rolls, and that's what actually got Cooper flagged in foul trouble. Because they switched him on and got him in a.
You had to make up for what AD was lacking.
And yeah, they got him in foul trouble. So listen, I understand that maybe Gafford may be griping a little bit that his minutes going tough titty. You signed the contract. That's nobody asked you to sign that contract. Bottom line is this: you are the backup 5 on this team. If you don't like it, trade him up out of here. But we cannot.
Oh, don't worry.
We cannot have.
What happened to Sissy or Cece? What happened to him?
Yeah, he just been buried. We cannot have both of those guys playing extended minutes because the league isn't played inside out anymore. It's played outside in. People shoot. They take a record number of threes now at every position, and you got 2 centers playing defense. Somebody's got to come out and guard that 4, and sometimes somebody's got to come out and guard that 4 and 5 because they got stretch 5s now. So and offensively, it's just better.
I don't even know why he was guarding Kevin Durant anyway. That's PJ's job.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But they didn't have a point guard, so PJ's got to move over because Kevin Durant's playing the 4. So PJ's got to move over and play, and that just puts everything out of whack. They can't be on the floor at the same time. Maybe at some certain situations, but the moment Sengun got hurt, you should have took Gafford off the floor. Because if that was a situation where you want to play big for Sengun, I mean, I don't know why you want to play big for Sengun and you didn't do that for Joker. I mean, you play Anthony Davis at the 5 against Joker, and Joker's a 2-3 times better player than Sengun is. Why you would want to play big at that position? But as soon as Sengun got hurt, Gafford's ass should have been on the bench, not playing another 2 to 3 minutes on the floor, and the Rockets stretching the lead out. You didn't get back in the game. Until you put a point guard on Brandon Williams in. That's when you made your run.
Very true. Would you like to hear from said Anthony Davis about last night's performance?
Yeah, man.
All right, let's go to AD.
Yeah, let's hear from my new starting 5 center.
I feel good that we won. Individual stuff doesn't really matter to me as long as we win. Feels good to get our first win in the new year. I've been struggling to get some wins over the last few games, so come out with a good intensity, good energy. Got down early, but made a run, got some defensive stops, and guys made shots, and we were able to bounce back and kind of just hold the lead from there on out. So feel good to get the win, and especially going to this 2 days before we have for our next game. Against Sac. It's been a long 2 days thinking about it. So feel good to get the win.
You know Max better than anybody out of this group, probably from your time in LA. How have you seen him grow as a player?
D'Lo probably knows him better than me. Yeah, they talk a lot.
But how have you seen his game grow from his time with the Lakers to now, and just the aggressiveness that he's playing with?
Like I talked about, maybe a few months ago, it's just his confidence. He's very confident. We're instilling so much confidence in him to shoot the basketball, to attack the basket and finish, to make the right plays. So, he's shooting the ball extremely well at a very high clip. So he just have the utmost confidence, and we actually get mad at him when he don't shoot the ball. So, just keep going. He's playing very well for us.
Cooper has played the equivalent of a college season now, and Jason was talking about the proverbial rookie wall. I was wondering how you guys as veterans can help him through that.
Did he say he hit a rookie wall yet? He said that?
Well, Jason said, yeah, he felt like he was touching the rookie wall.
I don't know. I got to ask Cooper if how he's feeling.
Do you remember what it was like for you?
Obviously, finish your first question. Obviously when you're used to playing 38 games, and you come in and it's not even halfway point of the NBA season, it can be a lot. I mean, obviously we put a lot of pressure on him as well. We ask him to do a lot, so it can be tough. I mean, I think every rookie kind of hits it when they kind of go through a stretch, but I think he's playing good basketball. I don't remember my rookie wall. That was so long ago. But I think everyone in the season for every team, kind of have what we call a dog days, because the season's just so long, and we see each other so much. You kind of get tired of seeing one another. We see each other more than we see our family. So, but I mean, it's our jobs to obviously still come in and be professionals and do our jobs. But it's our job as well as that's to kind of help Coop through that. Ryan as well. Yes, sir. And try to navigate him. Obviously, he's got to find his way and figure out ways to kind of get through it. But any questions that he asks, you can definitely come ask me.
And you're no stranger to in-game dunks, but for the fans watching, can you talk about what it's like when you see your teammate get those in-game dunks and kind of boost them around?
Yeah, especially when they're great dunks. Max had a couple, probably the most dunks he had in the game since he's been in the league. Coop always, how far with his dunk scaff, with his monster dunks. B. Will had a dunk tonight. So anytime, those guys get dunks, especially, with authority, it kind of gets our team going. Just a crowd going, it could be a good momentum swing for us.
We saw you and Kyrie against this Houston team, obviously in February. How much hope, optimism of y'all getting back on the court together this season is there? Is that something y'all talk about at all or anything like that?
I don't know. Obviously, we want him back. He's coming off a serious injury. Whenever you guys get a chance to talk to him, you can ask him that question. I don't try to hassle guys about coming back or how they feel. I ask them obviously how you feel, but to rush them to come back, especially off an injury like that, you got to take your time to be smart. So we haven't had a conversation. And when that time comes, I'm pretty sure we'll discuss it. But whenever you guys talk to him,
yeah. I didn't mean put a time on it. I just mean whenever that is,
Yeah, whenever it is. I mean, obviously, he's a hell of a player. Hall of Famer. He changed the dynamic of our team. So when he gets back, we're going to be an even better team.
With Cooper coming into the league, his scouting report was pretty defensive heavy, and his offense has probably been better than maybe he even expected. What do you think of this early two-way player in the NBA?
He can do it all. I mean, he's 6'8". Is he 6'8"?
6'9", technically.
6'9". Can score from all three levels. He's doing a good job defending. We're putting him on matchups that we feel like he can win. And even, if he has to guard someone like KD tonight, he's good enough to take that challenge. And he wants that challenge, to play against some of the best to ever do it. But his offense is blossomed, over his last 5 months since September. And it's good to see. He's won us some games for sure. He's helped us, stay in games. He's took over some games. So, like I said, we lean on him heavy, offensively, because he's more than capable.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, AD. Well, that was AD with his post-game interview there. Kendrick, anything you want to touch on there with him?
No, man. Listen, he's playing good basketball. That's good, in my opinion, because that makes him a better trade candidate. When you got the reason why he didn't want to answer the Kyrie question was because he knows it. Anytime you got Windhorse basically saying, yeah, it's probably good reception that he's probably gonna get traded. That was a comment Brian Windhorse came out with over the weekend. Come that he probably will get traded, and probably also Trey Young, two superstar candidates getting traded over the off season. But yeah, man, listen, he's playing good basketball the last 2 weeks when he's healthy. We always had that when he's healthy. That's the only caveat. But like I said before, at this point in his time in his career, he's a center. He's a center. He's not defensively good enough on the perimeter to play the 4 spot anymore. And like I said before, when you have him and Gafford on the floor together, it bogs him up on the post area because Gafford's there. It's basically not 3 or 4 guys there instead of just one. So those guys can't play together because you need, as long as while he's here, you need Anthony Davis to be in the post to do damage. I do not want to see Anthony Davis on the playing the 4 shooting threes. When Anthony Davis shoot threes, he lets the defense off the hook, and the
Big
defense
time.
probably says, you know what the defense is saying? Woo! Boy, he can take those all day, man. We just gonna pick up this rebound and go the other way. So I need Anthony Davis while he's here, how long he's here, to get in his mind. I need to play bully ball on this post. I'm 7 foot, 260 pounds. I need to play bully ball and get these points, get these and ones, get my 25, 28, and 12 rebounds, and not just being a perimeter player. Because that game against Philadelphia was disgusting on Anthony Davis. I mean, he just faded away. I mean, listen, you got a one-arm Embiid. That's not the MVP Embiid anymore. You don't even show him that respect. Sitting up there just taking long jumpers out there. Go at him. See if you can get him in foul trouble. He's not the offensive player he once was. He damn sure not the defensive player he once was. So again, whoever, Anthony Davis got to understand that he's a superstar, all-star player in this league, and anybody, I don't care who it is, anybody can get it. That's his mindset need to be. That's the difference between having a number 2 mindset and being a number 1 mindset. And that's what he's going to have to be. He's going to have to, whoever the opponent is, whether it's a guy that he knows he can get 25 in the post, or a guy that's his size that he may not know. You still got to go at them and get that 25 and 12.
All right, let's go to the man of the night, the man who tore it up last night, Max Christie. Let's hear what he had to say with that awesome performance he led, dunking on everybody, catching his body, shooting threes, everything.
bFb, player of the game.
Yeah, I think so. So far this season, 3. Might be the most of my career, actually. So felt good to be athletic out there. So.
Are you laughing because AB said that? Or?
Everybody was telling me that. So, but it felt good. It was funny. But it felt good just to be athletic, be able to attack the rim with force, and get a couple dunks. So. Yeah.
Jason Kidd's talked about wanting you to be more aggressive, specifically on the drive. You're kind of scoring from all 3 things tonight. What did you like about your level of aggression, and what's really clicked for you in these last couple of games?
Yeah, just having an aggressive mentality. I think that's really what it is for me. Just being able to flip that switch where I can be aggressive, and obviously if I'm able to score, that's great. But I think it opens up for my teammates as well. Being able to shoot the 3 and then being able to finish around the rim as well kind of opens up my game, and defenders will play me a little bit differently, and so my ability just to read them and obviously get my teammates open as well. So it's just a mentality, just an aggressive mentality, and continuing to lean into that. Yeah, I think just executing the game plan. Obviously, they got KD, who's Hall of Fame player, and he was still 14 for 26. But just trying to make it difficult for him. Just trying to make it difficult for all their guys. And I think a stat is they're the best offensive rebounding team in NBA history if you were to go off stats. So I thought we did a good job of kind of boxing out and kind of taking away that from them. There were some possessions where they're still able to get a lot, but I think for the most part we did a good job of limiting their offensive rebounds and just trying to make it difficult for KD. Obviously they got other guys that can hoop too, but KD's obviously the problem. So.
You had 7, obviously. Was that a key focus for you personally?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a focus for all of us, especially going into this game in particular, being able to come back and help rebound. You got Capella down there, he's a beast, and Tari and Men Thompson and Jabari, they're all crashing too, and so it's not just on the bigs to rebound the ball in this type of game, and so myself and everybody else included needed to come back and help rebound, and we were able to do a good job of that.
Max, not to get too introspective on you for the night, but we know this game you've been playing for a while now into your career, but what keeps you dedicated to getting better?
That's a good question. I think for me, just I think first and foremost, just trusting in the Lord. I think that's big for me. It's something I've really leaned into, and gives me a reason to wake up every day just trying to be the best version of myself in that aspect. But I think it's just a motivation for me every day I wake up. I want to get the most out of myself that I can. So, obviously, basketball is great, being able to be the best basketball player that I can be, but, also the best individual I can be, brother, son, you can go down the list. So, I think that's just the motivation for me, just wanting to get the most out of myself. So, yeah.
I think fans are probably wondering, I was wondering if you could put a finger on how you guys could fall behind Sacramento like that and lose to a lesser team like Sacramento, but then you have a game like tonight.
I mean, every team in the NBA is an NBA team. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You can throw the records out the window. They're professional basketball players, and every team is different. Obviously, it's very matchup dependent as well, but it's the NBA, and it's hard to win in this league regardless of the team that you're playing, whether they're have the best record or the worst record. It doesn't matter. And so, obviously, it's a good win for us tonight. Houston's been very successful so far this season, and now we're going into SAC for our next game, and obviously we lost to them last time, so we're going to try and get them back. But again, it's the NBA, and every team is a great team regardless of the record. So it doesn't really matter who we're playing, and it's always going to be difficult to win.
Cooper got in foul trouble early, and he was able to kind of help out in other ways tonight.
Mm-hmm.
When he was scouted college-wise, defense was kind of what was him, and then offense, I think he's probably doing better than he expected.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about his ability to be this two-way player pretty early in his NBA career?
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising. He's an elite basketball player, and obviously he didn't shoot it great tonight, but he still had 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, so a block shot. Like, he's still affecting the game, obviously, outside of scoring. And, he got in foul trouble early, probably took away his rhythm a little bit, but, you can control your effort and energy on the defensive end, and you can control your rebounding as well. That's also effort. So he did all those things tonight, regardless of his scoring, and, he's going to be an effective player for us, whether he's making a lot of shots or not. And so that's a plus for us, and that's, what makes him such a great player.
He's played basically exactly as many minutes as he played all of last year at Duke, about the same amount of games.
Yeah.
And Jason Kidd said he kind of felt like he was touching the rookie wall. Do you remember what that was like your first year in the league? And the dog days of the season setting in?
Yeah, you get around January, February is when it kind of starts to settle in, I think, for everybody. It's when the season can start to get, mundane and redundant. You're playing games every day. The minutes are starting to wear on you, but I think he's been just fine. Like I said, I think he's affected the game in other ways outside of his scoring, and he's been playing a lot of minutes. He's 19 now. He's, probably played more games than he had in his college career, and like you said, probably the same amount of minutes, and we still got half the season left. So, he's going to be fine, and he's built for that, and that's why he was the number 1 pick. That's why he is who he is. So, he's going to be great for us. So, yeah.
You talked to AD about your time with the Lakers too, and he's seen you evolve from there to here.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of said, Max may be the best. He said D'Angelo Russell probably does. But D'Lo here now, what is y'all's relationship like? How do you kind of use him as another vet in the corner?
Yeah, D'Lo's been with me for my whole career. Basically, he came in the trade deadline my rookie year, and he's obviously been such a great support and help for me. And I've learned so much from him, watching him play, and seeing how he's also evolved as well. And me just trying to pick his brain a little bit, take bits and pieces every now and then, just to continue to learn from him. And same with AD. Obviously, AD's going to be a Hall of Fame player, and I've been with him my whole career now. We've been everywhere together. So continuing to watch him as well, and continuing just to learn, from his basketball IQ and obviously his stuff off the court as well. So both of them have been great for me, great vets that I can lean on, and people that I've learned from for sure. Thank you.
Well, I'm happy that he is learned some things. I hope he didn't pick up one thing from D'Lo. Maybe his game helped him, but I hope he didn't pick up anything else from D'Lo that we all know about. How do you feel about what your favorite Maverick had to say there, Kendrick?
Listen, man, Max Christie, ever humble, man. But listen, I like Max Christie because you can see the development coming before your eyes with Max. And I'm not gonna, and I'm not saying he can be this type of player, but it's the same development as Jalen Williams for the OKC Thunder. It's the same kind of development. If you remember, Jalen Williams came into the league just a 3-and-D guy, but basically a defensive specialist. Then the next year he picked up the 3-pointer. Then he was hitting the 3. He became a 3-and-D guy, big time 3-and-D guy. And then all of a sudden he started putting the playmaking in his game. He developed that. And then the next year it took off for him. He put it all together. He developed all facets of the game. And I'm not saying that Max is going to, well, I hope he does develop into Jalen Williams. I'm not saying that. I hope he does, but you can see him starting to get confidence. He's shooting the 3 ball correct. He's playing better defense. He's out there talking more, being more vocal, going back at players, not just accepting guys going at him and not saying nothing. Now you're starting to see him handle the ball more, make more, go to the basket. More. That goes on confidence. That's confidence you get not just from teammates, but from your own games. You're seeing success that you've been putting in the offseason. So hopefully he just continues to get better, man. That's going to be good for the Mavericks because that's a guy on Coop. That's a guy on Coop's flat on timeline. So along with Nehard, you want to see them guys develop because if those guys develop, that makes it easier for the team to get back good quickly. When the other older guys like the Kyries and AD start fading away into the background because it's one day the Kyrie and AD, those guys are not going to be here. It's going to be sooner than later. But you need these other young guys, B Will included, to step up and develop their game along with Cooper Flag so you can continue to build something going down the pipe because unfortunately, like the last guy who was here that I won't never name his name again. It can never be a 3-year plan. When you are a general manager, it's always a decade-long plan. As soon as you get your best player in, it turns into a decade-long or decade-and-a-half plan. As long as he's here, what can I do to develop it? Not a short-term plan. You can never think that way as a general manager.
I agree, but my question is with that is what was his original deal to be here? Did he think that he was not gonna be here longer than 3 years, or what was his plan?
He said himself he didn't see himself as being here in the long stages because he
right. And then
we know he wanted to be the president. He was just a general manager. He wanted to be the president. So he didn't see himself as a general manager here for 3 years. He wanted to be just the president solely. Well, if you start the general manager, you can't think that, hey, well, I'm just going to be general manager for 3 years. Even if you're the president, you got to think long term. So you can never make short-term deals.
And to his credit, though, what was he told when he signed the deal with originally with Mark?
I don't know what he was told. I just know what came out of his mouth.
I'm just saying it makes you wonder what was he told when Mark Cuban when he originally sat down with Cuban, because now Cuban ups and sells the team in the middle of his contract. So now he's like, wait, what the hell is going on here?
I don't know. You know, we may never know what was going on in that situation. We may not know to go in a situation where Cuban thought he had a handshake deal with the Andersons, thinking that he was going to have some say. Just basically the defuncto general manager. So we may never know. But the fact of the matter is, when you draft,
that was a weird deal for Cuban too. Come on, Cuban, you know better than that.
When you draft Cooper Flag, whatever the plan you thought was, those plans have to change because it's about Cooper Flag now. It's about his timeline, his era, because he's not even in his prime. It's just his first year. He's the youngest player in the NBA. So your timeline, I don't care if it's for him, for the ownership, has to change from 3 years to 15 years. As long as you can keep him here, you know, that's when that time. It's all about now getting the players around Cooper Flag and hopefully Max Christie and Brandon Williams and Nembhard are part of that. But you have to get the players around that young stud so you can build something. Because by time, I'm just gonna say it, by time AD and Kyrie's deals run out, that's when Cooper Flag won't even be in his prime yet. He'd be about 21 years old. So he's still not in his prime. So life go, like I said, life gonna go on past Kyrie because you gotta get him guys that he can compete because you know this when guys get a certain age, 21, 22, they start looking at they peers and saying, well, this guy's compete for championships. This guy is doing more than me. This guy's winning. Well, I need to be in the situation. I need to win because this guy's getting more airtime and more favorability towards the media and the fan base in the NBA than I am. So these guys take that in mind. So you got to tune yourself up, organization, to get stuff around Cooper Flag now, especially now, whether it's through trade or it's through player development. You got a pick coming up this offseason. You got to get those. You got to hit on those things for him.
Right. All right. So let's take a look at this week's schedule or this month's schedule. Because we know we're back full time with the Mavericks now. Now that the Cowboys have swindled their way out of.
Thank God. Thank God. After what I heard from Jerry Jones. Thank God. Thank God. He needs a timeout. You in timeout. You in timeout, Jerry. You in timeout.
Way to go, Cowboys. For that. Way to screw it up. Okay, so here's the schedule for the next upcoming nights that we'll be on. So we've got the Kings on Tuesday, Kendrick said. Ladies' night. We got our first ladies' night of 2026. Thursday.
Second ladies' night.
With the Jazz.
Yeah.
No, this is the first ladies' night of 2026.
2026. Okay, I got you.
First ladies' night 2026.
Yeah, Jazz in Utah.
And then next Saturday, we're gonna be with the Bulls of Chicago. And then next Monday, it's gonna be the Mavericks and the Nets. We got the Nuggets again. And ironically, guess what? We're on a back-to-back for another ladies' night. And guess who's against, Kendrick? The Utah Jazz.
Boys, I don't know about ladies' night, but the Utah Jazz are apparently on it. So, but I don't know too many ladies. You want to meet in Utah?
Kendrick, guess what? After a great ladies' night, we see the Jazz again on Saturday night on January.
Yeah, that home and home. I mean, that home on back-to-back home games against the Utah Jazz. So you finish up with the Utah Jazz quick this season.
It gets better. I believe this is Martin Luther King Day. The Mavericks are going to play the New York Knicks at 4:00.
Yeah, on NBC.
Yeah. And then
in the Garden. Cooper Flag's first visit to the Garden.
Yep, our first. Then we're going to get the Warriors here on the 22nd, followed by the Los Angeles Lakers on January 24th. Get your calendars ready. Get your night ready. That's a Thursday night, I believe.
Yeah.
Also, the Milwaukee Bucks on the 25th. The Timberwolves are coming to town. The Hornets are coming. Now, I believe this Hornets game is when Mark Aguirre's jersey's going to go in the rafters.
Is that one game? Come on, Mavericks. You got to win that game. You can't lose to the Hornets, man, on Mark Aguirre.
And then we go back to we go to Houston for another game with the Rockets, which appears to be easy work.
That'll be in Houston. The Mavericks the Mavericks have lost in Houston. They played Houston 3 times. They did lose up there in Houston early in the season. So each team has won it. All the teams have won all the home matchups so far. Doing this series.
All right, and the Mavericks have apparently moved up to number 11 in the what's name.
Oh, good.
We're hanging on. I got the Mavericks. I got the Mavericks still getting to that number 6 or 7 slot.
Yeah. Get there
before the season's over with.
That's cute. That's cute. Yeah, man, I love the optimism.
What do you mean that's cute?
I shouldn't say that. I mean, I love the optimism. You know, getting up to the 6th seed. That's one thing I love about you, man. You're very goal oriented. You know, you're very goal driven. Yeah, that's nice, man. I mean, that's nice. That's a good trait to have. sometimes it don't work out for you, but especially. But it's good. Hey, listen, man, it's a good trait there. It's a good trait there. Okay. Yeah,
Kendrick. In life, people fall. I mean, in life, people trip. Some people fall, and some people turn that trip into a beautiful, beautiful dance. I'm one of those people that turn every trip into a beautiful, beautiful dance.
Yeah, Also, a wise man also always said, they are what we thought they are. They were what we thought they were. They also say that too. but hey, listen, I want to give a quick update. Right quick.
Hey, Kendrick. A wise man learns from other people's mistakes. A smart man learns from his own mistakes.
Yeah. Another wise man said, "You know what? I should have put that rubber on last night." But anyway, I want to give a quick update. Right quick to the for anybody. I'm sorry I didn't mention this. Back to the NFL, right quick. If anybody doesn't know, the playoff seedings have already been decided. Even though there's a game still being played right now, Baltimore's up 10-3. Midway through this, late in the second, marching trying to get in the field goal range was 10-3. But in the NFC, the Seattle Seahawks have the number 1 seed, followed by the Bears, Philly with the 3 seed, Carolina with the 4, Rams 5th, 49ers 6th, and Packers 7th. So that would mean Chicago will host Green Bay, Philadelphia will host the 49ers, and Carolina will host the Rams. Over in the AFC, the Denver Broncos have the number 1 seed, followed by the New England Patriots at 2, the Jacksonville Jaguars at 3. The winner of the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game will be 4, followed by the Houston Texans at 5, the Buffalo Bills at 6, and the Los Angeles Chargers. So that would mean New England will host the Chargers 2-7 in Foxborough this coming weekend. Then it'll be Jacksonville hosting Buffalo, and then the winner of the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game that's playing right now on NBC will host the Houston Texans.
There you have it. Okay. So it looks like we're going to be back Tuesday night. Late Tuesday night.
Yeah, late Tuesday night.
10 o'clock tip-off.
Sacramento.
Yeah, man. It's a good thing because I'm now taking. I officially now are taking Wednesdays off. Sunday and Wednesdays are my off days now. So. So it's nothing for me now. It's nothing.
Hump day. You taking off on hump day? Okay.
Yeah, hump day. Do the humpty hump. Do the humpty hump.
Day.
All right, man. So we'll be back on Tuesday night. But until then, keep your feet on the ground. Keep reaching for the stars. Always do what's best for business. If we don't see you around, then we'll see you around live this Tuesday night when the Mavs take on the Sacramento Kings on Peacock. We going big time.
Hey, Cowboys, Mavs, Rangers, Stars, and Wings fans. It's me, Kendrick, here. I know the season may not or may be going exactly how you want it or not. But hey, like and subscribe to all those bFb, BFW content. You see me? Forget about the other guys, because I'm the real star here. But hey, you want to see Walt, Shams, and Vosh, that's okay. It's okay. But remember, it's all about me. So still, like and subscribe for, me and the other guys. Okay.